Puppets Hero 718 here, and today I'm actually starting to do a Let's Play. I am doing Mystery Room. This is from the Pressure Laytons series. It's a spin-off. Pressure Laytons the puzzle series, and this is again spin-off. So I'm gonna play through this. I'm gonna get multiple parts. I'm gonna get through this case, and I'll do a daily basis, like blah blah blah. I'm gonna do voices, and that's basically it. So let's get started with the first file, case number 1, the Handsandwich. Loading. And here's our protagonist. We are Lucy Baker. Ed, Dead, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm new. Oh, where is everyone? Well, seeing as I've gotten the place myself, I might as well have some practice. Ahem. The true culprit of this crime is you! And here's Al! We're gonna have some fun with him. An unlikely abduction, I must say. Oh, no, Who are you? Lucy. I'm Baker. Lucy Baker. I've just been assigned to this office. Ah, yes, I do seem to recall reading some memo about the new assistants the other day. That's me. Pleased to meet you, I didn't think I caught your name. Oh, sorry, I haven't introduced myself yet, have I? I'm Alfred Layton, Inspector Layton, around here. But please don't feel, fancy word, to stick to formalities when you address me. Oh well then, seeing you'll be showing me the ropes and whatnot, what do I call you, Prof? I am entirely not sure that's appropriate. Certainly my father, who was an actual university professor, would not be approved. Well then, you didn't say there's no need to stick to formalities, didn't you? Prof, it is then. Just bear in mind that I haven't yet decided if this will be a permanent position for you or not. Eh? A rather interesting new case has just cropped up, and it happens to be a perfect opportunity to prove yourself. And now that's how I got started, working with the Prof. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong. The first case were at a hotel at its popular seaside town. A young lass was killed onto the balcony of her room. There were only 3 suspects. I thought a lot of them were dead serious, to be honest. But the pro show somehow seemed to know it's done for whatever. And the key to solving this whole thing was in that sandwich. So it's got the nickname. File number 1, the Handsandwich. Boop. Let me back this up a little bit more so we have more of his characters. Let me talk to you through the case. It happened just a few days ago at a hotel resort, very busy holiday resort. Yeah, that's one swanky looking place. Sorry. It's a 5-star hotel with a wonderful sea view. Unfortunately, on this occasion, it was also the scene of a murder. Oh, a murder, eh? Yes, the victim was a woman by the name Andy Aldrich. Damn! My apologies. Though she had stayed at the hotel alone on several prior occasions, this time she was with her lover. On the afternoon in this occasion, Miss Aldrich contacted the room service and ordered a sandwich, in which the bellboy, Mr. Zach, French word, who brought the order to the room, he was the first suspect. As Miss Aldrich requested, he took it out of her on the terrace. After he left the room, a man claimed to be Mrs. Aldrich's lover turned up. Claiming to be? Yes, that is where it gets all a little complicated. You see, the man who turned up at the hotel that day stubbornly refused to identify himself. Sounds pretty guilty if you ask me. He let himself using a key card that she sent him. So he never saw or spoke to the victim in the room, Ed. If you believe his statement, yes, that's what he's saying. I don't know what withholding his identity. Hey, that fishy. Yes, anyways, let me tell you the rest. This is supposed lover of Aldrich put the please make up my room sign on the door handle as he left. That brings us to the next suspect, a hotel cleaner who saw a sign and went to clean the room. Her name was Varen Wigoski. She started to clean the room as normal. At some point, she drew the closed curtain back to notice Alwich was outside on the terrace. Seeing her slumped over on the table, she thought that Alwich had just fallen asleep. But sadly, that wasn't the case. She was strangled to death as she laid there with one hand inside the sandwich she ordered. A hand sandwich? Yes, Alwich's hand was sandwiched between two slices of bread along with the other fillings. Whatever could that mean? If you manage to work that out, you'll pass my test. Oh, well, I'll do my best then. Good. Well, let's see what we have on suspects so far. Okay, I'm all ears. As said, we were looking for 3 possible suspects. Firstly, is a mystery man who claims to be the victim's lover. He does admit to having been in the room around the time of the murder. However, he claims he never saw or spoke to her. So do you think she were somewhere else, then? Either that, or she was on the terrace and he simply didn't notice. It seems the curtains were closed, which he came into the room. I've already confirmed that it's possible to see anything on the terrace with that curtain shut. Still, you think he figured it out? I mean, if you were lovers? He would told us his name. Come on. Do you really have to look any further? It was her. Let's just move on to the next suspect, shall we, before we are making rash judgments? So the bellboy, Zach Frenchward, I apologize, he's the one who brought the sandwich into the victim he had ordered into the room. And this fellow, he saw Alwich when she was still alive, didn't he? If you believe his statement, then yes, he was the last person to have seen the victim alive. I say that's worth double checking then, eh? Finally, the last suspect is the cleaner. She saw the service request sign on the door and entered the room. Yeah, same kind of thing, like we're covering over what we just said. This is actually a tutorial case, so I have already been through this. Tap the check files at the top right to pursue all the files with info on the case. Let's see what we can glean so far. Sorry for that, I had to do it. The most intriguing thing about this case, of course, is why Alan's hand ended up in our sandwich. It was the Hamburglar! That's a serious, a right brain teaser, and no mistake. Obviously, it could have just happened by chance. It's clear it has some meaning. Okay, I'll follow you. I'll be sure to have a good look at the sandwich. Sandwich! So now you have all the information. Who do you think the culprit is? What? Just off the top of my head, you mean? Hadn't I better take a look at the crime scene and all that stuff first? The crime scene is available for your inspection just over there. What are you talking about, Professor? Over here. How do you mean? Have a look. And lo and behold! It's a crime scene! What the hell? By heck, Prof, what is this? This is just a reconstruction device that safely reproduces any crime scene right down to the minute. What the fuck, science words. It completely eliminates any needs to leave the office and travel to the real scene of the crime. I had no idea modern policing were so advanced. Well, actually, you won't find a machine like this anywhere else. It's one of a kind. So shall we get down to the actual